Hello, my name is Opal Singleton. I am the president and CEO of Million Kids. I have an insider alert. This is a series that we're doing on breaking news and case analysis and new technology. And this particular one has to do with Pornhub. So I want to bring to you all the activity that's taking place on Pornhub. What is Pornhub? Pornhub is the largest porn site in the entire world. Now, there are millions of other sites. I tried to get the research, the statistics on the number of porn sites on the internet, and nobody can really give them to you. But it does get interesting. But it is time that they are held accountable. And I believe that this is an important for you to follow their story and to understand why that matters to you. Pornhub is owned by MindGeek. Okay, they're basically out of Luxembourg. Luxembourg's one of those independent countries out of Europe. I actually lived there part of the time for a couple of years. Interesting place, but they have offices all over the world, including Los Angeles. How big is Pornhub? Well, we only have the 2019 data. We don't have the 2020 yet, but 2019 data is very impressive. 42 billion visits. That's with a B. 42 billion visits to Pornhub. That's on average 80,000 a minute. More than 39 billion searches were made on that. More than 6.8 million new videos were uploaded in 2019. I can just imagine what it was for 2020. And the average person stayed longer than ever before. I believe that it's because much of this is becoming interactive, and it's moving from just a person watching the porn to actually interacting with the porn stars. And so if you started watching, I love this, this is crazy. If you started watching all the videos on Pornhub, you would have to start in 1850 to get to today to be able to watch all those videos. Does that just like boggle your mind? Well, Hub has become more interactive than ever. And I have been predicting this for a long time. As early as 2018, I started saying that cyber sex on demand, interactive sex kind of thing, interactive pornography, webcam sex will be the greatest crime in the world as far as trafficking goes, probably by 2020. And I don't know if we actually got there because of COVID, but we're well on our way. Part of it is because with the entire world being connected by internet, third world people all over the world are going to be exploited as they put their children and themselves up on webcam sex to make money. On top of it, think about it from the pimp standpoint. You know, right now he has girls, he rents a motel room, he takes them to a motel. They risk STDs, they risk being picked up by the police on a reverse sting, and it takes a lot of time. So they can't do too many customers in one day. But if you have a girl who makes a recording, she can be having 100, 200, 1,000, you know, theoretically a couple of 100,000 people watching her at any one time where he's making that money. And he can set her up on webcam sex where she can do personalized service. And therefore you don't risk the STDs and all the reverse stings. And it's billed right there on the credit card. You're not wasting any time. So you're going to see as technology advances and you have more and more live streaming, that these numbers are going to be pale probably in a couple of years. So one of the things I want you to see is how pornography changes when it's interactive. Literally, you had 203 million notes made on videos, meaning they were sending them some sort of comments, 70 million messages to the porn stars. They uploaded more than 98,000 amateur models this year on Pornhub. And we're going to get deep into that because that is at the heart of this discussion. You had all these friend requests and profiles viewed. But one of the fascinating things on this is that 83% of porn is viewed on mobile phones now. Think about the power of that. It is with you everywhere. If you are addicted to porn, it becomes an obsession. It's laying on the seat of your car when you stop at a red light. Okay. It's there when you break at work. It's there when you take a bathroom break. It is always with you. And so if you have an addiction, this availability, and then you start to put it into where you see yourself in a fantasy relationship with that porn star, male or female, because females get addicted to porn too, then suddenly it changes from just interactive kind of a quickie kind of thing to an actual fantasy relationship where people will end up being violated. But more important, it will change your perception of real life sex, and it will harm marriages, and it will make it nearly impossible for you to be satisfied with just a real live relationship. Why is that? Think about porn stars. They don't have to take the doggy off to the vet. They don't have to do the laundry. They don't have to keep a screaming child happy. They don't have to pay the bills. It's all about that fantasy and everything you want. And it's very easy for people to get addicted to it. So porn has become more interactive, and Pornhub has led the way. So it's important to understand where this is going. As you get into interactive pornography, this is going to be true of our kids as well as adults, because it's based on that relationship of hearing that we're accepted, that we're liked, that we're impressive, and that we're cute or that we're funny. Two of the fastest growing categories this year on Pornhub was webcam sex with subscriptions, meaning the same people going back and forth, not just perusing through, if you will, couldn't come up with the word. But the other one that was really concerning was amateur videos. And I've been talking about this for quite a long time, because our kids now are on TikTok and they're dry humping and they're making these videos and they want to be discovered. And so amateur pornography became the fastest growing category for Pornhub in 2018, became even bigger in 2019, because our kids now think it's really, really cool to do stuff like that. What they don't understand is they may make a little money on amateur pornography, but the blackmail fee they'll end up paying will take that away. Pornhub kind of expanded this program greatly. They set up a model program. Upload, this is right off their site. Upload your videos to Pornhub, and earned up to $40,000 a month. What teenager wouldn't be impressed with that? So what happened is they started getting all of these amateur videos. Pornhub was inundated with people, and they never took time to look at them. They said they just uploaded them without qualifying them or anything. They sent them off. The people checked the forms. They didn't check if they were minors. So what has happened is this has reached outrageous proportion. As people, as kids and adults are being violated on the actions of Pornhub. So Senator Josh Hawley, Ben Sasse, Maggie Hassan, Thom Tillis, and Joni Ernest proposed a legislation. Quote unquote, the act is designed to broaden the route to justice for victims of trafficking and CSAM. CSAM is a fancy word for child pornography, okay? It stands for child sexual abuse material. And the idea is to give victims of sex trafficking and rape victims the right to seek compensation in federal court if pornography websites distribute intimate photos of them without consent. That is known as revenge porn. In fact, there have been a couple of cases of suing Pornhub by people who were violated. Originally, back in January 2020, the judge ordered Girls Do Porn. That is, the creator is Michael Pratt, and as part of this situation, the Girls Do Porn to pay $13 million to 22 women who were tricked or coerced into shooting pornographic videos. By the way, those are fancy words too. The people made the video believing they could send it off to Girls Do Porn. They might become famous porn stars, but they would never have that distributed to the public without their permission. Well, of course, once those photos are out there, you lose control of it. And that is what happened. And so literally 22 women sued on there. Now we have 40 more women who are suing Pornhub. For what it's worth, Michael Pratt, the creator of the Girls Do Porn area, which put their porn on Pornhub, is now running from the law. He's facing criminal sex trafficking and he's being sought by the FBI. So one of the things that happened that finally brought this to the head is when Mastercard Visa discovered just how many child pornography ads or child pornography videos were out on Pornhub. You see, this is huge business for Mastercard and Visa. And this had to be a big decision. And I applaud them for being willing to take this down. Because what happened is once they discovered that a large portion of child pornography was on Pornhub, they withdrew their ability to do credit card processing. This is very important. Many of these subscriptions, I mean, they were making a lot of money off this. I looked at Chatterbait, which is one of those webcam chat sites, and they were saying that the credit card processing fees alone were 7 to 15%. That almost sounds like pimping to me, by the way. You're taking a large chunk of what these people are earning in there. But I'm very, very proud of the actions of MasterCard and Visa, because once they realized that they were monetizing child rapes, revenge porn, spy cam videos of women showing racist and misogynist behavior, they said, we are not doing this, and we stopped. Now, that is not going to put them out of business. There are plenty of third world credit card processors that will take this card or take cards. But I was proud of MasterCard and Visa for doing this. This also became a major uproar in the UK. It's always interesting to me how other countries are ahead of us in protesting this, but they did. What happened is finally on December 15th, Pornhub finally was brought down, and they started taking down all their inventory of what they considered to be child sexual abuse materials, CSAM, or illicit sex. It is a fascinating thing when they saw it, because more than 9 million videos, almost 10 million videos, have been deleted so far. Cut their inventory of videos by 2/3, okay? From 13 million down to 4.7 million, according to Motherboard, and I quote. And one of the things they said is they are now going to ban unverified uploaders. We've suspended all previously uploaded content that was not created by signed contracts. You see, they were letting everybody in. And this tells you how big it was. Almost 2/3 of their inventory was inventory they needed to take down. I'm going to share with you that as I was researching this today, I did not even put in child porn. I simply put in webcam sex Pornhub to try to find the data of how big it was, and I witnessed child pornography. It's only the second time in my 10 years of researching this subject that I've seen that. But it will change who you are. You will not be able to get that out of your mind. It was an 11-year-old child, 10 or 11-year-old child being abused by a woman and being sexually violated. That happens simply by Googling webcam sex and Pornhub. So they haven't taken them all down. I can guarantee you, I saw one today. Why should you care? With all the craziness going on in the world, why do you care about what happens on Pornhub? Because our world is changing dramatically as we speak in many ways. Currently, we're seeing social media that is literally censoring what you get to say, okay? They're taking down whole apps that they don't agree with. And yet here is Pornhub that has been allowed to exist with 2/3 of their material being illicit or not approved of. And so, what is about to happen is that we are about to live in a world without borders and a home without walls. This is the name of my book, Societal Shift, A World Without Borders. This is important to understand because webcam sex, amateur pornography, and interactive subscriptions are set to be mega global industry. And we must start with the biggest to hold these people feet to the fire. We cannot allow them to sell child pornography in a normal commercial setting. It is bad enough in the dark web, underground sites, but to do it in the general clear web where anybody can see it, and they are making money on it as our children are naively submitting materials, wanting to be models, thinking they're going to make a lot of money. How big is this? This has been going on more than a year. Snapchat, which is Jeff Zuckerberg's people, Snapchat literally says now you can make money selling nudes all the time that they are taking down other sites. We are about to see what I call a vortex, a convergence of four technologies. One of them is artificial intelligence, where they know everything about you. The big fight on Capitol Hill right now for TikTok and the country, and between Facebook and the country, is who controls all that data about you and your children. And they are going to monetize most apps. They're going to put cryptocurrency on it. And your children will have mass audience live streaming right now on TikTok and several others of these. Many of those folks have 1 million likes and maybe 500,000 followers. We must prepare our kids that where a naked photo goes when you hit send is an important piece of knowledge before you get on there. Because by the end of this year, 2021, the entire world will be connected by internet. And pornography providers will provide you with cryptocurrency or some sort of financial transaction, which will monetize all of those photos those kids are taking. So this is a race against time. We can't always stop Pornhub and all the millions, but we can talk to our children. We need our kids to understand that what is happening is very addictive. That if you get involved in a relationship combined with interactive pornography, it will disrupt your reality. We're kidding ourselves if we think our kids aren't seeing it. The second category for Pornhub is animated video game character pornography to get the kids addicted and move them up the line. It changes their behavior. When global technology connects to webcam sex, you've got that device in your hand, it's being live streamed to you, you get an adrenaline addiction, and what is happening is turned into a relationship that becomes more important than your wife or your husband and your children at home. It changes your commitments, it changes your priority. You'll spend more money, they will have your data, all your personal data. But more important, those fantasy relationships will become obsessive and it will change everything. And if it's our teenagers, they will send that information out there thinking they're going to be famous. And they will end up on sites that maybe aren't as well monitored now as Pornhub is. We already know that many of the people on those porn sites are being trafficked. No, they're not being taken to a motel and getting an STD. No, they're setting hour upon hour on webcams where it's recorded and put out there forever. They're told they can't get out because they are ruined forever. And that money does not go to them. It goes off to other people. Millions of teens will be sending photos that end up on child pornography rings and will be blackmailed by pedophiles if we don't set them down and share with them where naked photos go when you hit send. You might make $50 on that first video, but you will be blackmailed for a whole lot more. Did you know that right now sextortion affects about 8% of our nation's teens, whether they've sent a photo to someone they loved and it gets intercepted, or whether they fell for it in a gaming chat room or online, or fell for one of those modeling ads, just like Pornhub put out there? Amateur pornography affects millions of teens and adults, and it will change who they are for the rest of their life. It will change how they see themselves sexually. I believe the fear of being damaged goods is the greatest fear of all, and the number one fear that pimps and pedophiles and gangs use to recruit and exploit our kids. If your child has a cell phone, they must understand what happens when they send an illicit photo. I'm proud of Mastercard and Visa. I'm proud of all the people that have held these people accountable. I'm proud of those senators that are doing legislation. We must stand up. That is the work of Million Kids. I'm asking you to come along with us. Let's hold not just Pornhub accountable, but millions of other sites. Thank you for listening to Insider Alert. This one's longer than most of them, but this is an important subject. I need you to help us if you'll come along with us. Well, if you'll help us get the word out, we need you. Go to meandkids.org. Sign up for Insider Alert. Share it with everyone you know. You might try Facebook at IE Million Kids, but we have been taken down. We are rebuilding. We'd appreciate it if you'd go there and hit like, hoping we're still up. But we've been taken down because of our fight. But we're not going to quit fighting. Please go to meandkids.org. Give us your name, sign up for these alerts, share them with everybody. And if you have it in your heart to donate, I'd certainly appreciate it. This is Opal Singleton signing off for Insider Alert. See you next time. Thanks so much for listening.